Hey, good afternoon,
José.
everyone. My name is Jose Flores. I'm the Director of IT Operations at Liberty, Puerto Rico. Today we are going to talk about how we build resilience and low latency hybrid telecommunication infrastructure at scale. Together with my colleague Juan, we are going to go you through how we build this infrastructure in Puerto Rico, and we will try to cover some of the main challenges that we face over this journey. Today we are going to start talking about introducing Liberty Latin America, who we are, where we operate, to set the foundation of this presentation. Later we will going to talk about the challenge that we face after the acquisition of the mobile network in Puerto Rico, from the business standpoint, at the infrastructure level, and later we will go to the main topic of this presentation, which is the solution. We will going to cover the infrastructure that we build, how we achieve high availability and high resiliency in Puerto Rico using AWS Outposts, and how we implement their charging solutions in the Puerto Rico market. And the last point, we will going to talk about the lesson learned and what is next for Puerto Rico. Liberty Latin America is one of the main or lead operators in Latin America and the Caribbean market. We have presence in more than 20 customers and more than 30 B2B market. We have an extensive submarine fiber network connecting over 40 markets within more than 50,000 kilometers of fiber optic cables. We have a revenue of $4.4 billion. We have almost 10,000 employees. And we operate in different countries in Latin America with different brands. As you can see, in Costa Rica, we operate under the name of Liberty, and Puerto Rico, Liberty also. In the Bahamas, we operate as a BTC, and in other part of the Caribbean as Flow, in Panama as Más Móvil. And for the B2B market, we use the brand Liberty Business, and Liberty Network is where we cover all the network fiber across the Caribbean. Another thing important is that Liberty Latin America is part of the Liberty Group, but becomes an independent company in 2019, and at that moment is where we focus in the Latin America market. In this presentation, we are going to focus on specifically Puerto Rico, which is I would say the newest mobile operator that we have, and the challenge that we face. In 2019, we acquired the AT&T mobile operation in Puerto Rico. At that time in Puerto Rico, we were only a mobile. We were not a mobile operator. We were just a fixed operator, where we provide cable and fixed services. And during that time, when we acquired the new mobile network, we were operating under a TSA with AT&T. Basically, this TSA allows to use the AT&T BSES stack to continue the operation of the mobile platform. But this has a high cost for us, and also has a specific end date. So we need to move fast. We need to migrate more than 2 million subscribers from the AT&T IT stack to our own IT stack. But at that time, we only have BSES stack that was meant for fixed, not for mobile customers. So it was not easy to escalate. It was on-prem. It was not cloud native. So basically, it was very challenging for us to use that IT stack to migrate all these customers. And other the technical limitation that we have with this system is that we have many customizations, and the time to market was super slow. It was not possible to launch new products, new services, because it requires a lot of customization. So that was not the right platform for us, basically because we were looking to compete with other carriers in Puerto Rico, like AT&T, Claro. So that platform was not the right fit solution for us. At the same time, we have a new challenge for us, because at that time we were only a fixed operator, but this time we were going to the mobile segment. So for that, we required to create a new charging, or to have a new charging system, and that requires that to have at least 15 millisecond latency to connect all the calls. Basically, for those who don't know, the charging is the platform who authorize the transaction in real time for data, voice, and SMS. So basically, what we were looking for is to have a good customer experience, have our charging solution real to the EPC or the 5G core, to provide a better experience for the customer. And at the same time, in Puerto Rico, we face some challenge, right? We have Puerto Rico is a country that has faced many heavy storms, hurricanes. After the Hurricane Maria, we have a situation where the country was without power for many months. So that also requires to think about how we can build a high resiliency system. And for that, we use AWS Outpost, where we implemented high availability, where we have two charging systems. Basically, the main one is in Puerto Rico, close to the EPC. The other one is in Miami, where we use a local zone. And with that, in any situation, like any condition, like a catastrophic event, like a hurricane, we can have high availability, low latency, and this allows us to continue operating in Puerto Rico. So basically, those were the challenges that we faced after the acquisition of the AT&T network in Puerto Rico. Here you can see our full architecture. We start with Salesforce, which is basically our product catalog, and also is where we create all the product configurations that later are distributed to the entire stack. And also we use Evertech as a payment gateway. For the order provisioning, we also use Salesforce as a CRM, where the customer care agents also can interact with all the. We can sell. We can also interact with the customers. We can resolve the problem we have in the network. And for billing, we use Aria. It's also a cloud platform where we build a monthly charges for the customer. We send the invoices. And on top of that, we have our OCS. It's where we are using AWS Outpost, which is Matrix. It's our OCS. As I said before, it's the application that controls the interaction with the network. We are doing the real time. All those events are rated in real time. They are pushed to Aria for the correct billing of the customers. And we are leveraging all the capabilities that we have available in AWS. Like, for example, we use Apache Kafka to push the transaction towards ARIA as a type of all the CDRs. And we do the same. For example, we send all the transactional CDRs to the data lake, and we use Athena to query all that information. So basically, this is what we build in Puerto Rico to support all the mobile operations and migrate all the subscribers from AT&T to the new IT stack that is full, I would say, cloud-based. With that, I will hand over this to my colleague, Juan Buitrao. Thank you.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Juan. I'm the Cloud Governance and Engineering Manager for Liberty Latin America. So let's start talking about the foundation of this high-performing solution. This is a hybrid solution. So the foundation is not the servers. The foundation are not the compute or other public cloud services. For us, the foundation for the solution is under the sea. We are Liberty Networks. We are an operation company for Liberty Latin America. And basically, we operate an extensive, low latency and redundant fabric interconnect across the region. So we include the most critical subsea cables in the region that connects the Caribbean with the Americas. So this full physical infrastructure is the key enabler for our success with AWS. Talking about the challenge here. So the core challenge requires to link our mobile operations in Puerto Rico with the AWS Cloud Hub, the Miami local zone, with the highest possible performance. So in that way, we had to treat this connection as an extension of our local network to the AWS facility in Miami. The whole solution leveraged in our own subsea cables. So for this particular, we are using the Arcos and the Americas 2, the fiber capacity of those subsea cables to create a full redundant solution. And in that way, we can guarantee the shortest and lowest jitter path between on-premises, again, Puerto Rico, and the AWS site in Miami. This proprietary network advantage allows us to implement the first pillar of this hybrid solution, which is the direct connect. So let's go deeper into the hybrid architecture. So the first component is on-premises. What we have in on-premises in Puerto Rico are different data centers in different locations. On each location, we also have core components of the mobile network, including the DRA, the diameter routing agent, and also the STP, the signaling transfer point. So those core components needs to talk with our charging system. So for that, we decide to implement our charging system, Matrix, in AWS Outpost, also located in Puerto Rico. This is the active instance of the charging system. This solution is a containerized solution, so we are using EKS, we are using networking services, storage services, but also we decide to include another partners like F5 to manage all the signaling traffic, and also MongoDB for the database layer. So at the end, the connection between the core mobile and the charging system is using the local gateway from AWS. And from there, we are using our local network in Puerto Rico. So that gives us around 10 milliseconds of network latency between both components, which is very good for the transactions. And the reason why basically is because this is our network, the local network in Puerto Rico. So that's the easy part. So we have the outpost with the active instance of the charging system. And next, the challenge is the DR for the application. So the DR, we decide to put in Miami local zone. We implement pretty much the same solution with the same AWS services, a containerized solution, the same ecosystem of partners. So from there, we need to establish a replication between passive and active, using for sure the network connections. So for the network connection, we realize in our own subsea cable. On top of that, we have the transport network and also the MPLS. Finally, we go through the direct connect. For the direct connect, we have two connections, 10 gig connections, to provide bandwidth and full redundancy path in this way. The final tier here is the region. On top, we see the region. So we are consuming also software as a service solution from different vendors, like Jose mentioned before, like Aria, Salesforce. We are using our payment gateway, BSS components, CRM, but in parallel, we also have internal workloads running on the region, OSS layer, and also the mediation, even other IT applications for the whole ecosystem. So we have tier 1, the active instance of the charging system. Tier 2, the passive instance of the charging system. Tier 3, the region. And finally, connects with on-premise. So the full connection of these components, we realize on the transit gateway. For us, the transit gateway is the brain to manage all the complexity in the routing of the traffic. We also are centralizing the traffic to do the inspection in the traffic using AWS Network Firewall. What we learn here from this hybrid architecture. So this infrastructure enables us as a cloud-native telco, because now we have a stack, a cloud stack. So we are creating, let's say, a template for this solution, so we can replicate this architecture on different markets, on new acquisitions for other operations or other mobile companies in the region. Also, these hybrid services, talking about the outpost, local zones, regions, the full ecosystem of partners. So we solve the constraints related with the low latency, the data resiliency, the resiliency of the solution, and also during the daily basis of the operation, we have the seamless failover and failback of the application.
It's done.
Do you want to?
The last one is proximity, agility over customization. One of the main components, as I was mentioning, is our charging. And for us, the important thing here was to have it close to the network, close to the EPC, close to the 5G cord.
1 minute.
And also, sorry. And also, the important thing is is that we choose cloud native vendors for the rest of the solution, not only for the OCS, also for our BSCS, for our CRM, for our payment gateway, in order to follow agile practice that allows to go to the market within weeks and not months. And then we also select those vendors because we learn from the past that from the previous legacy system that the customization is not good for our business, make us move slow, and for that reason is why we select all these vendors. That was the last.